My name is Earl Barrett. I'm a qualified B licensed coach, A licensed coach. I've done a certificate in applied management course, which assists me in becoming a manager, and I'm with SoccerShopWindow. First memories of football is chasing the ball. It's chasing the ball around. It's playing with mates, of course. And this was way back when the days where kids could play out in the streets, and of course we had a football and we just play out in our local community, play out in the streets and play football any opportunity we had really. And then going towards school, I was a lover of sport, not just football, so I'd play any sport I could get my hands on really. And certainly at primary school played sport, cricket, football, rugby, and that just carried through to middle school and upper school as well. So yeah, I did as many sports as I could possibly do. Tried my hand at everything, and everything I was decent at. And fortunate for me, it was only football who gave me that extra. It was taken out of my hands, shall I say, and basically what happened was I was given the opportunity to play at a professional football club. I was never given the opportunity in athletics, which I really loved athletics, particularly the triple jump, or cricket. I was never given that opportunity, so that was taken out of my hands really, and I'm glad it was. I was playing Sunday League football when I was about 13, 14 years old, and a scout from Man City was watching my particular game. I didn't know at the time, and I happened to have a decent game, and next thing you know, at the end of the game, the scout comes and talks to my manager, beckons me over, and just asks me out playing. Do you want to come for trials for Man City Football Club? And you can imagine, I couldn't believe it. It wasn't something. Even though I love football, I didn't know how to get into it as regards at a professional level. I have no idea. Didn't have any connections with any professional clubs. And luckily that happened, and from there I just grasped it with both hands and went to the trials, did the best I could possibly do. New environment, it's a completely new environment. Never been in a professional environment at all. Just used to the amateur kind of environment. But I just thought, well, this is a great opportunity coming from little Rochdale there, and I'm going to grasp it. And fortunately enough for me, it worked. About a month later, I got a letter to say that I'd been taken on as on a youth training scheme as a professional football player at Man City Football Club. And from there, it worked really well for me. I worked hard. Don't get me wrong. I worked my behind off to make it work. And my attitude was that nothing was going to get in the way. It wasn't going to be a case of I'm going to look at the bright lights and think, oh, I want to be out partying and discoing. That wasn't going to get in the way. Girls weren't going to get in the way. Drink wasn't going to get in the way. Nothing was going to get in the way, because my attitude was it had to work, and I was going to certainly give it my best shot. And if it wasn't good enough, then I always think, well, if you do something and you give it your best shot, you got no regrets. But if you do something and you half do it, and then years later you look back, you think, if I'd only had just done a little bit more in that. So I think it's important for kids to learn that as well, is to do your best, and then you can't have any regrets. When I was leaving school, I was going to be I would have made this table because I was going to be a joiner. So my name might have been on here somewhere. I was going to be a joiner because I think, getting back those days, it was about getting a trade. My dad used to always drum into me, get a trade, and that's what it was, and that my trade was going to be joinery. My dad was, dare I say, a typical Jamaican, in that loved his sport, in particular cricket, the West Indian team, of course, and he was sort of, he had half an eye on football, but he had a full eye on cricket really. But he was delighted for me, and yeah, I mean, at the time my mum had passed away a few years back. And when I got my first contract at 17-18 years old, he was the first person I told, and he was delighted for me. It's a case of me playing football and earning a living out of it, which was again a great opportunity, and I had to which was then a first division club, which was the top division. So yeah, it was my dad. I was a defender, played right back. I played right across the back four, to be honest. I played right back, left back, I played centre half as well. Also had a couple of stints in midfield, and I've even played up front on one occasion. I started from amateur football, if you like, went to Manchester City, had 4 years there, sort of developing my football through the youth teams and the A teams and stuff, and reserves. Then I had an opportunity to go to Oldham Athletic, so went there. That was a second division club. In these days it was divisions 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I was a little bit reticent to go to Oldham, to be quite honest, because it's obviously going down a division. But having spoken to one of the old professionals, I wasn't getting a lot of first team football at that time. And at a time when I probably needed it, I was 19 years old. That's the time, if you look right across the leagues, around about 19 years old, you need to be playing some kind of role in first team football. I wasn't getting that enough. This opportunity came at Oldham. I spoke to one of the old professionals. He said, look, you'll be playing first team football, you're straight in the team, and it'll be good experience for you. So I did that, and I went to Oldham, and for £35,000 in those days, and it was great. It was it's one of the best things I've ever done, because from there I got a move to Aston Villa. Again, it was one of these situations where I'm a little bit more wiser now in football. The opportunity came, and again I took it. A chance to play at a big club, Aston Villa, a really massive club, a lot bigger than Little Oldham. And this is probably my favourite club, in that everything was just right about the club. The way we played football was right. The guys around the changing rooms and off the grass as well were right. On the grass we played some of the best football I've ever played in my life. The great manager Ron Atkinson. So everything was doing really well. In that time as well, we played. In that time I managed to get in the England B team, and progressed enough to play 3 full caps for England while I was at Aston Villa. So 3 years there. Won the League Cup as well against Man United. That was at a time really when Man United was dominating British football, and they were just lording it over everybody. And just on this day, for some reason, we got our act together. And we managed to just conquer them. I had my 3 years at Aston Villa. I had a great time there. Managed to get sacked because we're doing poorly. And then move on to Everton. Had 3 years there. Played in the Community Shield against Blackburn. Beat Blackburn at Wembley again. So quite successful. As a team, we were inconsistent, unfortunately. I don't know why that was. Then went to Sheffield Wednesday for 18 months, and that's where I had a bad knee injury and had to finish football.